Hello everyone, and welcome back to the second part of how to model an iMac display monitor. And this time we will create shaders for our monitor, but also first of all, before we continue with it, I want you to go over Google, Google, and just write here HDRI map, okay, and make a search for it. So somewhere here you will get this high-res HDRI map pack 1 by blah blah blah. Okay, now see, this is the pack I'm usually using for HDRI map. You can download it from here, somewhere here, download file. You may need to register to this website. If you don't want to do it, you can find others somewhere like in this link and just download those HDRI maps files. Now I think this one, HDRI maps high quality resolution, is here. You can find them for free. They are actually for free most of the time. It's just pictures in high resolution, high definition. Okay, so basically what we look for is picture that look like this, and they are like most of the time the person who shoot them is using crumble to shoot the crumble and the environment that's reflected on it, okay, on top of it. So this is what it is, and basically those are HDR files, extension of them. Now I have them somewhere in my computer, so make sure you have it also. Now what you want to do at first is go over Window, Setting Preferences, Plugin Manager. Here we need to make sure that Mental Ray is loaded. So what you do is you look for the Maya2MR.bundle and make sure that both of those boxes are ticked. If they are, so just close it. If they're not, tick them and close. Then go over this icon here, Render Setting, and from the render using we will switch to Mental Ray. Okay, great. Come on tab. Down here at the image size, you may want to change to HD 720. Depends on your computer. If you like, you can do less and it will be faster, but the less details you will see, okay, or whatever. And most of the time I'm asking to tick off the enable default light, but this time keep it there. We will switch to the quality tab. Here at max sample level, make sure you type 2 or 3. Ray tracing, expand it, had 5 rays to reflection and refractions, and 10 for the max trace depth. If you have more objects that will require like glass material, things like that, dielectric material, so make sure you have those all slide to the all the way there to the right. Also just above them, okay, we will get to it. Switch to the indirect lighting, and here where it says image based lighting, this is where we are going to apply the HDRI maps that we just downloaded. Okay, so go create. It will create this globe. Just put it aside for a minute. You see this globe? This is our environment light, kind of light. It's not light, it's just some ball that will reflect the picture that you will apply to it into the scene. Okay, like this is the environment. Okay, so what you need to do is from the attribute editor that just opened here when you click on create. Click on this folder here and navigate to the folder of your HDRI maps, and you can use actually whatever picture you have there. It really depends on you. For now, because we are only creating this and we just want to get better results, it's good to just pick any of those pictures. It doesn't really matter for now. Okay, so this is my pack. You can download it from DeviantArt and apply the picture to this globe. Okay, that's great. Now we can continue. Now at the render setting, if you close it again, click here, choose final gathering, and sorry, quality, back to the quality. Now after you apply the final gathering, you can choose a filter of Mitchell. Okay, so that will give you probably more details to the picture. Choose close, and now we will continue on fixing something before we will apply shaders. So by the way, make sure you save your progress. Okay, don't think I need to tell you this, but if you didn't, just make sure you do this. Okay, now as you remember, here we moved those little things over here and those vertices points. Okay, but they are not connected to anything, means this portion is still open. If I will move them, you can see that you can see whatever is inside there. Okay, or just depends on your angle, or something is blocking right now, but it sure does open. So what you need to do is bring it back to object mode first, hold down the shift, right click and choose insert edge loop. Now you want to add edge loop on top of this bottom line. Okay, edge loop, so click on it and it will add it like this. Now only if you did the same steps I made on the first part of the tutorial, that means you will get to use this. If not, so you probably have more problems and you will have to deal it on your own. So you see, I'm just adding some more edge loops here, and now I can sorry right click, choose vertices, switch. Make sure, by the way, make sure that you choose selection tool, because otherwise it will add more edge loops. It seems that you have to do this every time you want to switch off the edge loop tool. Okay, so here you pick those two vertices. Make sure you don't select anything else beside this two vertices. Go over the polygons, make sure it's polygons here, edit mesh and merge. So it will merge this edge to this edge here. Okay, now you want to catch those two, and if you will tap on G on your keyboard, the G letter, it will apply the same last function you did. But if it doesn't work for you, you may want to check if your language is set to English or your native language. And if still, just go over the edit mesh and click on merge again in order to patch those open areas. Okay, now after that we will start adding our shaders. Now first of all, grab this one, move it somewhere here, grab the other one and move it over here. Okay, we have three, but this is only for I don't know, backup. I'm always making backups, so I don't need to extract again faces. And what you want to do right now is right click on your main screen part, click and choose assign new material. Okay, from this box here you want to choose mental ray tab and choose Maya Material X. So that will give you this tab over the attribute editor. Switch to the Maya Material X1 and slide this a little bit to the right so it will appear as white, as you can see here. Now mostly I don't like this, so what I'm doing, I'm clicking on preset, and in for the Maya Material X you have some other presets for it. So you can choose matte plastic, choose replace, and it will replace it to this color, but to this shader, but it comes with this color. You can change this color to back to white, and it will be just different from the other preset that you used, okay, by default. Now right click on your main screen, choose this face, right click on top of it, choose assign new material, and this time we will use Bleen. Okay, so click on Bleen, you will get this Bleen over here, and choose black. If you are not comfortable using this attribute editor, you can do all of this inside the hypershade, but I prefer this like that. So do what you want, whatever feel comfortable to you. So after we're done those two shaders to this screen, we will take this screen, and this is the screen itself. So that means that here you will put the picture that you like this screen to have. So for Mac users, there is a shortcut. They can I'm just minimizing it for a moment. For Mac users, if you tap on Shift, Options, and number 3, it will create a screenshot. Okay, means screenshot of your desktop. But for Windows user, you need to look for the key button on your keyboard, which named by print screen. Okay, and it should be somewhere above your home key, or F12, and after you tap on it once, you can go over Photoshop and just create new layer, choose Control V, okay, like pasting it, and it will pass the picture to this Photoshop, save it, give it a name, and then you will have a desktop screenshot. If you didn't manage to do this, just look for some desktop or some nice background to use. Okay, now here what we want to do is first catch this plane. Okay, go over edit, delete by type, history, modify freeze transformation, and if you didn't already done, modify center pivot. Okay, now right click on top of it and choose assign new material. Okay, choose Lambert, which is this one. Okay, click on this checkered box next to the color. Okay, and from the pop-out menu, choose file. Here from this folder you will need to navigate to that file. Okay, so now we are looking for other file, which is my desktop screenshot. So I have few. This is not my desktop. Here is my desktop. So I have few of those already here. So just click open, and what you want to do is tap on 6 on your keyboard just to see this. Okay, so you see it's not right. Okay, the background, the picture is not shown as it should, and this is because we are dealing here with UV coordinates. So in order to like fixing it and fast, what you want to do is make sure you are here at polygons, and then go over create UV and click on planar mapping. Okay, by the way, make sure you first select this plane, create UVs, planar mapping, and you see it was fast. Now tap on F8 once or twice, and now you want to move it just a little bit inside. Okay, remember we saved a little bit space here. Okay, so this can be somewhere here. Now to the next part is to catch this part and right click on top of it, choose assign new material, and this time from the mental ray tab choose dielectric material. Again, attribute editor will be open, choose the other tab, dielectric material, and make sure that here you put 1.600, okay, and keep it at the same color, white. Now we will move it next to the other one, but not after it. And now I will switch to foreview. From the foreview, I will select my front view. It really depends on where you start to model your screen. So what I'm looking for is just the side view of the screen. So just make sure you do the same. Okay, now we will arrange those two plans. So this is the dielectric material plane. We want to make sure that it will be lined at the same first line here, okay, from here. So you put it over here like this and zoom in, and if you still see the blue, the first blue line, that means it's not at the same line. Okay, so I'm adjusting it. Now you can see that whenever I'm zooming in or out, it's covering this blue line. Now we'll switch back to the plane, to the perspective view, and from here we want to put open the outliner. Okay, so open the outliner, it will save you trouble. Choose the poly, for me it's polycube, for you I'm not sure, but if you do click on shading X-ray, okay, so you will be able to see whatever which one of those pieces here, the poly or the P surfaces, is your screen. Okay, so for me it's P cube 2, and what I want to do is turn off the X-ray, switch back to the side view. So this time I will have to click here and back to the side view, and just make sure that if here this blue line is representing that dielectric material, I want this plane to be somewhere here in the middle, because this one are starting to if you will put it here, you won't be able to see it. So you have to make sure it's in between them, and actually it's the same space we left here when we extrude this part inside. Okay, so I hope you understand this part. Let's try to take a render here. By the way, meanwhile it's rendering, two things. If you like just to get like more like the path effect here for the screen. Just make sure it's just not going too much there, okay? But still it's inside, more inside. And for the background, which is this globe here, if you just mark the background, you will get this attribute editor tabs. Here from the mental ray IBL shape 1, if you expand the render state and tick off the primary visibility and visible as environment, next time when you will render this, let's try render from this far, you won't see the background, okay? Still it will be applied to the scene, to your objects by any meaning. You will see reflections of it, yeah, and that way is this is what we want. Now see this black frame here, which is the blend material which we applied to the inner part of the screen, okay? You can use other materials just to see the like what are the differences between them. I used also Maya Material X, basic Maya Material X by default, and just slide the slider to the left to make it black. But either way, with Blend or Maya Material X, it still looks almost the same. So just depends on what you prefer to do. Now at the next part, which is not right now, what we are going to do, we are going to model some details to the screen. Now I tried for an hour to create some kind of smooth back to this screen, but I don't know why it becomes very hard to achieve this kind of look, like smooth angle to this area here. It's mainly because of the beveled corners we made. Okay, so we may need to stick to this kind of look, but either way it still does look good. And if you have some more extra time and you want to work on this area to make it like other screens of Mac looks like, be my guest. But I don't think I'm going to enter this subject. I spent like more than an hour to try to achieve that look, and with the edge loops and all other stuff I have here, it looks impossible to do, just because I didn't take this in mind when I first started to model this screen. So this is just something you will have to deal with if you like to enter this subject. Now that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, make sure you click on like and share with your friends, and I hope that was informed you a little bit more. And that's it. See you at the next part where we will continue modeling this screen. Bye.